What a great sincerity, regularity, and seriousness, friends. You are maintaining. That's the beauty of the life made by us, by ourselves. Let that consistency be there in us regarding our being the sadhaka, the shishya, the jignasu, the mumukshu, the bhakta, the sevaka, as well as our identity as serving our Sanatana Dharma. Each of these identities have, when the related duties are fulfilled, what a tremendous amount of influence on our evolution. Recognizing them, sticking to them is the way and is the only way to protect ourselves from getting distracted or falling down. Let us together salute the Paramatma, the Parabrahma Tattva. Let us salute the Ishvara. Let us salute all the Adhisthana Devatas very seriously, sincerely, and our thankful, grateful salutations to the entire Acharya Guru Parampara and also our Shastras Shruti Mata. Today's couple of minutes thought before we take up our Upanishad Adhyanam is, after some days of our initial in and out of spiritualities, if you really want to know the definition of what is true spiritual doing and growing, is ki how long and how consistently we are maintaining ourselves in spirituality with the spiritual mood. That's what decides what we are doing perfectly or not. Sporadically doing something out of some excitement is something, continuously doing is another thing. The doing continuously of the things again is for what? To maintain that tempo in us. More specifically said, the mind, which is continuously affected by the outer or inner reasons, thereby it tries to get derailed, distracted from the theme. The ability to not allow any of such things to influence and always maintaining that mode of all the six identities we said, six or eight of them. And then also, let us say if I am student of Shastras, so the mood of Shastra Adhyayana is always maintained. Mood of the japa if I am doing, always maintained. Mood of any of the vicharana, contemplation I am doing, how long, how deeply I am able to maintain myself in that is my extra effort. Other than that, because we are praying to the Lord, some punya we have done, gurus are blessing us. Because of all these three, we will be getting the opportunities about sadhana. But if you see in our life, life is not always same. So many ups, downs keep coming. That can't be avoided. So, in spite of them, am I able to maximum try to be in that mode of being a sadhaka, mode of doing the sadhana, one or the other, all the time. Remember, if the sadhaka is forgotten in us, immediately the samsari enters. Like yesterday's beautiful thought by Sri Valmiki ji to Bharadwaja ji. Asmaranam of the Jagat is the way to do the smaranam of the Paramatma. Reverse also true is asmruti or vispruti of Paramatma leads to the smruti of the Jagat. So, how continuously, constantly we are maintaining. Like nowadays, the youngsters, both boys, girls, they try to maintain their physical expressions. as long as possible. So, to in some fields like that of cinema and sports, to get the opportunities, they always maintain that body's fitness level, isn't it? Till then only they'll be able to perform, they get the opportunities and all that. Are we in that understanding that I have to maintain sadhaka in me, not 1 hour a day or 2 hours, all the time, not slipping from that. To put it more technical words, may the yogi in us should be always maintained, not allowing any bhogi to take position in us. Yogi is his goal is Paramatma. Regarding that only whatever is to be done, well planned actually. Accordingly, that only we are doing. While doing, we are so busily, continuously maintaining it that not allowing anything to derail us from that. Things go on happening in the world. You see that doctors they maintain their status of being important in the society by so many ways, है ना? But पीछे की बात है क्या क्या होता है that all knows. So I did not talk that in the early morning. But then how the all the things in the world trying to maintain good people trying to maintain that goodness, the corrupt people are maintaining the corruption because their goal is to get some profits. In that corrupted mood, they are getting it. How constantly they. So too, we are good, we are sincere, all is okay. But what is important, what helps us is maintaining the nirantaratva. See, that's what is defined as the definition of abhyasa is given in our yoga darshanam, if you remember. Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasa. Abhyasa is yatnam. Yatna for what? Effort for what? Tatra sthitau. To be stationed in that mood all the time. Done something wrong, given a chance, that is gone. So sattva guna gets slipped into rajo or tamo if you are not alert. So alert and maintain that sattva guna. Then the sadhaka in us is slipped. Suddenly we become samsari for some or the other reason, and we do so many in that time and create so many vasanas, karma phalas for that. ये नहीं होने देते हुए निरंतरता मेंटेन करते ही रहना है. That mood, that's a real wonderful challenge. But then if that challenge is taken up, it's a very good effort as well as in fact entertainment also. Then lot of sacrifices have to be done for it. The maintenance के लिए we have to do so much of the temptations का sacrifices करना है. And all of that happens when we are intense and deep in our desire of Paramatma. That will come to us when we have studied Shastra continuously and got through it the understanding about what's real, what's unreal. See, nowadays, in our Aitareya, in our Yoga Vasishta, and even Mahandukya, thoroughly we are studying. Even from last 4 years, the world is not as real as it is, not as worthy as we think. Okay. Now, having talked on that, then what is the way to maintain this consistency? Is what is that disturbing the consistency? We have to think about. What disturbs always is our own mind, but then influenced by the outer world. Outer world innocently remains. Our perception of the world, reactions to the world in the level of our ignorance are the ones which disturb that continuation or consistency. So, in general, things also, situations also, beings also. So, these four things, if we can understand, regarding the people, regarding the objects, regarding the situations in the mind, in the world, deeply, if we can understand these four, then the influence of them in derailing us, in making us inconsistent in our sadhana, can be reduced or avoided. What is the goal? Continuously maintaining the mood. At the higher level, continuously maintaining the mood of contemplation only. हमेशा ध्यान उस विचारण में ही है. Conscious self alone everywhere is there, and that the world is superimposed. My goal is to identify with this pure conscious self. लगातार उसे. That should take us to the next level of meditation only, not pulling us down. Something else pulls us down. In that regard, we are talking. When that is our goal to maintain continuously, how to do it? The distractions are, obstructions are in the antakarana only because of the world. Some understandings regarding the world will have an effect of sorting out this. Those understandings we are thinking. Four only. First is what? If possible. Everything is Paramatma, isn't it? If we are strong in this thought, then परमात्मा से कुछ प्रार्थना करना है तो करना है, नहीं तो सेवा करना है. इसलिए any other unwanted emotional relations in the world with which we get distracted, they'll be nullified. Then we can maintain our continuous being sadhaka, doing sadhana wala identity. Second is what? Every individual, if that highest thing is not maintained. Second is everyone is an individual jiva evolving in his own, in our own spirituality, in his own life. So therefore, how much relation we have to have with them? है ना. हर बंदा अपना ग्रो कर रहा है, तो हेल्प कर रहा है तो कर लो, नहीं हो सका तो दूर रहो बस. Isn't it? Like you are there, you come and ask me the help, I give if I can do. If not, I can't. But you are going through your own individual evolution, na? Through your own whatever the sources that are given. So I wish and pray more than that. Why should I get lost? Isn't it? Second is this one. Throughout everybody in the world, anything, nothing wrong. First is highest, seeing divinity. Second is consider everyone is evolving. Even a tree, a plant, a bird, everyone is evolving only. So support if possible, if required. Otherwise, allow it to grow without involving in disturbing it and disturbing ourselves. Remember, every living being in the world, it can be a scorpion, it can be a cockroach, कुछ भी हो, all are on the evolutionary ladder only. Different stages. All are towards the divinity and growing, isn't it? Many unknowingly, few knowingly. Some of us, some of the few consciously, some are very consciously, and very less percentages taking that and that and that alone as the only job of the life. They are the highest level of spiritual seekers. And all the other ones have to come to that level to touch that truth. Second is this. Third one is what? Ki with everyone around, they having a seva bhava. Okay? Not receiving wala bhava, seva wala bhava. I'm there to serve. Strengthen this thought. Serve without any expectation, etc. When that is maintained, then the negative influencing negatively of these things in our mind, they get reduced. Our goal is continuously maintain our spiritual identity and doing of the sadhanas which we are doing. यम नियम आसन कर रहे हैं, तो लगातार we are doing them. Nothing disturbing. What disturbs is the world. How to avoid? These are the techniques. Few of them many. Or the Vedanta Vicharana I am doing. Upanishad mantra taken, contemplation I am doing. But कहाँ हो रहा है? Mind is getting so distracted, derailed. Why? These are the reasons. From the within only we do it. Avoid antidote. These are the way we have to relate with the world. Fourth is what? Ki everyone mutually, as long as they are together, that is only sheer prarabdha. When the prarabdha is there, we can never avoid meeting. When the prarabdha is there, while meeting, we cannot avoid giving sukha dukkha to each other. When the prarabdha is over, even God cannot stop from these beings to get separated. Bhagavan also cannot stop, they get separated. This prarabdhavada is very strongly helpful. But that's not compromise पुरुषार्थवाद. समझ में मेरा प्रारब्ध है साधना कर नहीं करने का इसलिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ. That type of misusing intellect we should not do. है ना? Like today's world, everybody is intelligent. How terribly badly they are using, misuse their intelligence to cheat others, to be corrupt, to do every of the, what do you say, the ghotalas, and then only for the sake of money, which is the department where the people are intelligently not corrupt. We ourselves also in our own professions, how smartly, intelligently, right from evading taxes up to get the profits, how many funny things we do. वो यहाँ नहीं लाना spirituality में, over smartness. What it is, it's my prarabdha that I can't do sadhana, I can't come to class. That is self-cheating, isn't it? Remember, all gurus, mahatmas are sannyasins. Yet, out of love and compassion, they come and teach us. If we place each funny natak, they are already vairagins. One thought is enough for them to kick us out of their mind. Once they drop us, then we just live in the world, totally getting lost. इसलिए भगवान से गुरु से कोई ऐसे वाला गुस्ताखी नहीं करना, ओवर स्मार्ट है ना. थॉट शुड बी क्लियरली अंडरस्टूड. सो म्यूचुअल प्रारब्ध है. Therefore, patiently, perseverantly, by doing the best, allow the prarabdha to get exhausted. So, the prarabdha bhava, the seva bhava, all are sadhakas wala bhava. Most beautiful is everyone is divine expression wala bhava. In these things, the mind has less chances for getting the raga dvesha. Then such mind alone is calm, quiet enough to allow us to maintain our sadhaka identity and do the due sadhanas. आज का दिन तो ऐसा है कि with the world in so many funny ways we relate. That is with our ego, with so much of expectation and domination, that always the mana is so much disturbed, agitated, that we don't even remember the goal. We don't even remember our identity that we are spiritual seekers. How can we remember what is sadhana? How can we start sadhana? How can there be a consistency in that? Staying in that all that mood all the time. ये सब करते करते ही ना कि all the disturbances, all the inner obstacles go away and the light starts shining for us, the divinity, isn't it? So इस तरह से the sankalpa is maintaining continuously. In fulfilling that sankalpa, from our side, we will be careful regarding those things which are our personal. जिसमें हमारा खाने का है, निद्रा का है, our own avoiding on the name of entertainment, disturbing our minds. ये पर कुछ चीजें यहाँ पक्का हमें जो हमारे हाथ में है सेट करना है अपने आप को. Then with the world, these are the four things. Always maintain it. है ना? It is always we only attach with the world and get disappointed. In the meantime, in both cases, attaching, expecting, and getting disappointed, we have forgotten the word, the goal. We have forgotten our spiritual identity. थोड़ा सा ये भी समझकर संभालते रहने से मिल चलता है. मॉर्निंग उठे, साधना ही चल रहा है दिन भर, नाइट सोने तक. फिर सुबह उठे तो ओनली दैट. वाह, if you can do it for some 7, 8, 9 years, why not? We'll get that stability in the depth of understanding of the truth and also in the deeper sadhanas also. And who knows, within a minute's time, we may reach to a level wherein living this gross identities, we are at the deep level of meditation. हमारा गोल वो है, बैठ के 2 क्षण में 2 मिनट में ही forgetting everything and reaching the self. Like from the class when you go, 2 minutes में we become somebody or the other, totally forgetting our identity as sadhaka if we are conscious of it. जिसके बारे में भी डाउट देखना है ना कि लाइक मैं आपको इतना प्रवचन दे रहा हूँ, बट मैं साधक हूँ, ये डिसीजन मेरे अंदर है कि नहीं, इट्स माई सब्जेक्टिव चीज. यू कैन ऑलवेज डाउट और हैव फेथ, दैट डजंट मैटर टू मी, है ना. सेम वे मैं आपके ऊपर श्रद्धा रखूं कि आप महान साधक है या नहीं है, मैं कैसे बताऊं. Everyone should know for himself. That's why first thought is this only, continuously maintaining I am sadhaka, I am sadhaka, I am sadhaka. Yesterday, na, Bhava Sarvada, in our Guru Gita, around 50, 60 times, the Guru made us repeat it. The entire chapters like that only. So thus, along with studying Shastra, and in the out of Shastra only, these are all thoughts that are given to us, which are important. Collecting them, we have to slowly unfold, mature. And the best thing we can do to ourselves always is being consistent in Shastra Shravanam. Shastra Shravanam only maintains the respect and reverence for the Rishi Muni Guru. Shastra Shravanam alone maintains our remembrance of the goal. Shastra Shravanam alone makes it clear the means to adopt. More important than that is Shastra Shravanam from our acharyas, gurus alone gives that, the maturity of how to deal with ourselves and the world, so that our sadhana is not disturbed. Rather, this way of interacting, dealing adds to the sadhana. ये छुटपुट चीजें बहुत जरूरत है. दैट्स व्हाई those who don't listen shastra from someone, try to study themselves, or just they will be brooding only on some things. When the big problems come, they don't know solution. How many people have complaints regarding their own family? लोग जो हमको आते हैं, जो सत्संग में नहीं आने वाले, when they come to us with some of the questions, all are related to family only. But they are studying Shastra independently. They are doing their own Parayana Upasana independently. But not attending the class is the reason these maturities are not there. And you all, those are regularly coming. Almost to 80-90% of the things, you know the solution. But you become aware of it and apply it because of regular listening. How to balance, how to maintain, keeping in mind, sadhaka in me is not disturbed. Keeping in mind, sadhana in me is not disturbed. My goal is this, Baba. ये डिस्टर्ब नहीं हो. कभी कभी उसके लिए you have to stoop to conquer. There is nothing to conquer. Stoop हो गए, ठीक है. So every of these things come to us only through Shastra Shravana. And luckily, in Shastra along with Tattva Chintana, through so many stories, all these Vyavahara related maturities also are given to us, shown to us, taught to us. So maybe thus, by being so regular in our Shravana Adhyanam, mature both in being a sadhaka and as a part of it, how to maintain ourselves in the other things of the world, to what extent. May God bless all of us. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmanibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Om Sarusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayinam Sutra Bhashya Kruta Vande Bhagavantam Punah Punah. Om Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Om Guru Pungava Pungava Ketanate Samatamayataam Nahi Kopi Sudhi Sharanagata Vatsala Tatvanidhe Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhe Sakshi Bhutam भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तं ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोध सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति शांति एकता कल्याण समस्त साधक भक्ताः ये अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निश्चिताः तेषां सर्वेषां दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनम् आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ मनस्तावदमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभाभाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ओम अथ श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत इतरेयोपनिषत् शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य माणिस्तश्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्ददामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्ववतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। पारायणं वायुः अन्नायुर्वा एष यद्वायुः स ईक्षत कथं नु इदं मद्रुते स्यादिति स ईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षत यदि वाचाभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेन अभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिश्नेन विसृष्टं अथ कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सा एषा विद्रुतिर्नामद्वाः। तदेतत् नान्दनं तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयः स्वप्नाः अयमावसथोऽयमावसथोऽयमावसथ इति स जातः भूतानि अभिव्यैख्यतो किमिहान्यं वावदिशदिदे स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमपश्यत इदमदर्शमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तमिदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ एष ब्रह्म एष इन्द्रः एष प्रजापतिः एते सर्वे देवाः इमानि च पञ्चमहाभूतानि पृथिवी वायुराकाशः आपो ज्योतिंषि इति एतानि इमानि च क्षुद्रमिश्राणि इव बीजानि च इतराणि चाण्डजानि च जारुजानि च स्वेदजानि च उद्भिजानि च अश्वाः गावः पुरुषाः हस्तिनः यत्किञ्च इदं प्राणिजङ्गमं च पतत्रि च यच्च स्थावरं सर्वं तत् प्रज्ञानेत्रं प्रज्ञाने प्रतिष्ठितं प्रज्ञानेत्रो लोकः प्रज्ञाप्रतिष्ठा प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म। Friends, this mantra, third May of the third last chapter, first thing we have to keep in mind is variety of the expressions. That's why the whole list is given from the highest of the Brahmadeva up to Yatkincha Pranijatam Stavaram Patatri. In that, what you can understand is entire beings in the Brahmaloka, in the Devaloka, in the intermediate lokas, in the Antariksha loka, and on the Bhuloka, right from any human, animal, birds, or plants. First, have an idea of all of them in the mind picture. Then what is said here is all of them are, what are they? And the main मंत्र में जो बताया कि यत्किंच इदम प्राणि जंगमम च पतत्रि च यच्च स्थावरम च, this is the list. All of them is sarvam tat prajna netram. They are all existing, they are all being maintained because of the prajna pure. Okay, so the pure prajna Paramatma, untouched by all these, unaware of all this, because at that level, he alone is there. But same Paramatma, from the seen world standpoint, he becomes Neta. This Netrutva of the Paramatma intermediate stages to to drop the independent existence of the drop the misconception of the independent existence of all of them, or the reality given to all of them. Sarvam prajna netram, याद रख लो इसको. So that one conscious being alone is expressing through all of them by becoming support to all of their existence and their own various expressions. Before that, what it is? An individuality, then an antakarana, then its vrittis, then the indriyas, then their ability to perceive. These are the intermediate things which are necessarily there, but at the level of ignorance, they are understood to be independent, and independently they are seeing the world. What is now understood? Neither they are independent, but they are not only dependent, but the expression of that prajna only. So, therefore, in this effort, objects of the world, sense organs, vrittis of the chitta, along with the chitta, all of them are merged in our understanding that they are all prajna only. अंडरस्टैंडिंग में ये सब प्रज्ञा से अलग नहीं है, इस बात को समझना. Yet this prajna now is still conditional. Why? Because we are still talking about all this multiplicity. Okay, then our goal is not this conditional prajna, our goal is pure prajnanam brahma. If that is not expressed as all of them, what it looks like is our goal. So therefore, these expressions are real. That bhavana, when we keep on dropping, then prajna netra will be discovered to be prajnanam brahma. So the world is real independent other than prajna netram. From that stage, everything is prajna netram we come. Prajna netra sthiti is conditional. From that we come to the unconditional pure prajnanam brahma. And what are the lakshanas of that pure prajnanam brahma? For our reference, to check, to use also for contemplation, as well as to check if we reach there. Bhagavan Shankara is using one exhaustive paragraph to explain to us. That is where we were there yesterday in our studying the Bhashyam. Okay. Prajnanetraha lokaha purvavat prajna chakshurva sarva eva lokaha prajna pratishtha sarvasya jagataha tasmat prajnanam brahma. And how to understand it is in our own life. Simply, is not all the three avasthas are happening because of the consciousness in us? Point is what? This consciousness we are forgetting, and we have become fully engrossed, identified in these three avasthas. Just because we have forgotten, the consciousness did not disappear. In Jagrata Avastha, in every experience, if I am not conscious of, none of the things will happen. But like the नेता लोग, जो प्रजा है उनको इलेक्ट करते हैं, इलेक्ट होने के बाद उन्हीं के सर पर बैठते हैं. Children also, after certain age, they revolt and fight against the parents only. Shishyas also, having learned from Guru everything, at one point for one or the other meaningless reason, they try to go against the Guru or fight. In the same way, Prajnanam is there, without which nothing can happen, yet all the happenings are taken the reality form, the Prajna Netra, without which they can't happen, it is neglected. Like all the religions, shoot out from Hinduism and they try to act against Hinduism. Very funny, no? Here also. Therefore, what is the first thing this Upanishad, this Bhagavan Adi Shankara through Bhashya, are making us understand, reach out to is what? None of the outer things are independent or real. All of them have the prajna behind them as the neta. So our attention is brought more and more to the consciousness because of whose presence all of them are there. By giving more importance to the conscious presence behind all of them, the importance given to them is reduced. Reality given to them is reduced. Involving in them is reduced. It's so obvious when we really do, all of them get reduced and nothing is lost. सृष्टि स्थिति लय होकर भी कुछ नहीं होता. जैसे कि समुद्र में करोड़ों लहर आ रहे हैं जा रहे हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? किसको? किसी को भी नहीं. Very, very important thought this is. Someday it has to enter into our heart. Otherwise, for every happening, we give importance as if something it is, and therefore we get lost. Here also, when I start becoming aware behind awareness, when I start becoming aware of awareness behind every happening, to all the happenings, the importance given goes away. Half of the battle won. Then simple. Next battle is only this much. Why that Neta wala prajna? Why not pure prajna? हो गया बात. Neta wala prajna is who is monitoring, who is supporting, who is expressing as all these three avasthas. Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. So in Mandukya Upanishad Bhasha, it is the Vishwa is because of Turiya behind. Taijasa is because of Turiya behind. Prajna also is because of Turiya. So, by saying so, importance given to Vishwadesa Prajna is reduced. Then the importance to Prajna increased. Sorry, Turiya. Now, why this Turiya again, with regard to these three, should be talked? Can't we talk Turiya purely by itself? You talk about it, then that is pure Prajnanam Brahma. So, that intermediate stage that I am awareness. In other classes, it is said as be a Sakshi to all of them. And then know that in my presence they are all happening, or I am that entity in whose presence these are all happening. Neither I am the non entity where they are happening independently, nor I am that entity who is identified with them. है ना? उनसे तादाद में होने वाला व्यक्तित्व भी नहीं हूं मैं, और व्यक्तित्व का एब्सेंस भी नहीं है मेरा कि अपने आप ही सब कर रहे हैं. मैं वो हूँ जिनका रहने से सब हो रहा है और जिनको कुछ नहीं हो रहा है वो सब होने से. Isn't it? I am that. That is called here as Prajnanetram. Then Prajna Pratishtha सर्वम लोके है ना. व्हाट वाज दैट लास्ट लाइन? भाष्यकार ने कहा जो मंत्र में है, प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठा सर्वस्य जगतः. So for all the jagat, the pratishtha, the support is what? The prajna only. So final, last but one conclusion we have to come to is jagatah pratishtha prajna. जगतः प्रतिष्ठा प्रज्ञा. जगत का प्रतिष्ठा कौन है? अभी कोई नहीं, प्रज्ञा ही है. लास्ट बस्ट वन स्टेज. व्हाट इज द लास्ट स्टेज? द जगत का प्रतिष्ठा है ना. ड्रॉप दैट जगत. देन दैट प्रतिष्ठित्व, प्रतिष्ठात्व, द प्रतिष्ठानेस, द सपोर्टिंग द जगतनेस goes away. What remains? Prajnanam Brahma. That is our goal. Luckily, today, our common sense thought also was say, how much to become consistent in our sadhana. And that depends on how much we are awareful, how much our awareness level has increased. So here same it's called as prajnaneta. So the lower stage then the prajna is the chitta sthiti. Chitta se lower sthiti is indriya sthiti. Chitta ke level pe all the vrittis will be there. Sangnyanam, Ajnanam, Prajnanam ityadi. Indriya level mein the, all the Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas are there. Chitta level mein we can't avoid the vrittis. Indriya level mein we can't avoid the perceptions and responses. Before realization, during and after. But what is to be done is their independence is removed. Like what Indian government is doing. We are not harming any other religion or anyone, but the unnecessary given importance to them is scarf. Thereafter, they are all one like others. See the purpose of UCC. UCC is not injustice. Injustice was going on earlier, that is removed. Why, on the name of a religion, anyone should be given so many special? I mean, it is that too for such a long time, which is costing others, as if their religion is not great, as if they are not human beings. Why is speciality to be given to them? Especially when they do nothing for nation. They also are a liability in one way or the other, isn't it? So, over negative point, chhod do. But bring the uniform civil code. That's it. Code should be uniform to all civilians. How can you have differences? And you can't call it then secularism. If secularity, then all this should be scrapped. नहीं तो declare it as Hindu Desham. In the same way, to all these things, why extra importance given? They're all prajna pratishta. That's it. And that prajnana is Brahman. That prajnana Brahman is the Atman with which I have to identify. Having done so, again I become Prajnaneta for functioning. I will not come down to the identifying with the Upadhis and become a Jiva. Even there also, using the Upadhi, functionally I do something as required, not identifying with it. Like Puja Gurudev Bhagavan Adi Shankara. They also vigorously, dynamically lived in this world. Do we mean to say they forgot their self experience? Do we mean to say that they got identified with the world like us and became Jiva? क्या होगा होगा उनके अंदर? If you can think, you will understand. They are in the Prajnanam Brahma Sthiti, basical. Second, they know that from the Vyavahara standpoint, they are Prajnanetas. Third, in Vyavahara, the functional individuality and using of the Upadhis are required. So they do it. Without forgetting their Prajnaneta Sthiti, without forgetting their Prajnanam Brahma Sthiti. And now when you ask a question to Gurudev, he is answering. So the answerer has to answer using the mouth because Shabdas have to come from the mouth. Using the mind because the emotion, that love of him on us. And the intellect because intellect only discovers what's the answer and makes the mind and mouth speak. So at that level, he is working as individual. But he is not that individual identified with this question and answer tamasha. He is the neta of the prajna. He is the prajna neta. Behind himself as a speaker, even behind the listener or questioner. Beyond that, even this jhamela nahi hai. Pure prajnanam brahma. That I am. So how much deeply they might have meditated, they must have to establish in Aham Brahmasmi or Prajnanam Brahmasthiti that while even functioning inside, outside, they are not disturbed at all regarding their inner anubhuti. This should be the revelation to us. This should be the goal to us. That's why yesterday such a twisting way of teaching by Valmiki ji. How nicely he said कि जब तक जगत का स्मरण होता है जगत होता है परमात्मा दिखता नहीं. So final conclusion he gave was therefore Atmagno Bhava. Finally, know the self was the thought. And we analyzed it so exhaustively when the rope is known as rope, ignorance of the rope and which has become a cause for the projection of the serpent, both of them go away. Serpent cannot be removed because not real. Ignorance cannot be touched because it is not something substantial. What if there is rope? Luckily, when the rope is apprehended, which is possible, immediately the ignorance, darkness goes away, and consequent misapprehension of the snake goes away. Same in the Mandukya also we are studying. When you know the Turiya Avagame, a Tattvasya Agranam goes away, and Anyata Agranam also goes away. Here also, our effort is Prajnanam Brahma. That's what the discussion of all those, the modern Viragins, Jignasus and Mumukshus, and they came to know. In the Prajnana Swarupa, Sarva Vyapaka, इसलिए Brahma Swarupa, Atman is the one with which we have to identify. Okay? Now, continuation of it. This Prajnanam Brahma, Shankara Bhagavan, from his side, exhaustively explaining it. And the way which is explained here in detail, nowhere you find so beautifully. And conscious, patient efforts we have to put to grasp everything, and which is very, very useful. Remember what we are doing in last 4 years is continuously by exposing our intellect to the Shastra Jnana and the Bhashya, etc. We are trying to give to that intellect the authentic, the correct understanding. Both of Paramatma, both me as the Jiva becoming Sadhaka, so too of the world. Unreality of the world, the Mithyatva of the world, utility of the world. No reality. These are the ones which our intellect is fed continuously. Because that intellect is the ultimate one which decides whether to become साधक or संसारी. डेटा नहीं है इसलिए वो संसार को ही पकड़ रहा है. अब डेटा मिल रहा है आपको हमको इसलिए we are deciding slowly to become sadhak. Intellectually understanding. So finally tasmat prajnanam brahma. Pure prajnanam is the Brahman, that's the Atman with which we have to identify for the moksha. उसमें स्थित हो जाओ मोक्ष. Therefore, after नाटक कुछ भी हो जाए, that doesn't bother. Like the Raja. He is in a big chair throne. Anybody coming, singing, dancing, going on, he is not disturbed. In a high pedestal. Now comes a very exhaustive, detailed Bhashya. Let us try few little today. धीरे धीरे कल थोड़ा कि तदेतत् प्रत्यस्तमित सर्व उपाधि विशेषम. Okay. The above said Prajnana Brahma is what? Pratyastamita Sarva Upadhi Vishesha. Pratyastamita completely set, removed, disappeared. What is that? Sarva Upadhi Vishesha. The pure Brahma. Like, देखो, what is water and what is wave? Water with the Upadhi of that shape and name is called wave. There is nothing called wave other than water. Then the name and form of the wave, which we call as wave, is nothing but a condition on the water. See, so simple Vedanta, if you can deeply think and understand. So too, the whole world is nothing but Savishesha Brahman, which is binding. Our goal is Nirvishesha Brahma, that alone is liberating. Having discovered the Nirvishesha Brahma, then play in the Savishesha wherever required. Then that's not a moksha, bandha, it's a Jivan Mukti. So, Pratyastamita Sarva Vishesham Tadetat, the above said Prajnanam Brahma. Before that stage is Prajna Netrutva Sthiti, where one Vishesha is there, that it is the Neta and pursuing or supervising the happening of everything. Lower than that stage is that alone is becoming Chitta and Vrittis, that alone is becoming the Indriyas and their abilities, and that alone is becoming in the world in other parallels from the other angle of the power of Maya, etc. है ना. तो ऑब्जेक्ट को हम बाद में देखेंगे. सब्जेक्ट का एनालिसिस में द सब्जेक्ट इज सेंस ऑर्गन्स, सब्जेक्ट इज चित्त, सब्जेक्ट इज प्रज्ञानेता, सब्जेक्ट इज प्रज्ञानम ब्रह्म. with which subject we are identifying decides whether we are in samsara or sadhana or moksha. When the subject is indriyas and chitta, pakka samsara. When the subject is prajna neta, we are doing sadhana. When the subject is prajnanam brahma, we got the siddhi. We are in the moksha sthiti when the prajnanam brahma is I am when discovered. So that state is pratyastamita sarva visheshaha. सारे विशेष उसमें प्रति अस्तमित हो जाते हैं. Okay. Now here one very sublime thing you have to catch is what is the meaning of the Vishesha Pratyastamita? Means the Visheshas are not independent of him, the truth, the reality. That is the meaning of disappearance of Vishesha. Like what is the removal of the Vishesha of the waves to see the water? You can't remove the waves. You need not. But the independent reality given to waveness is removed and the water alone in that form. Therefore एकमेव अद्वयम वाटर नेह नाना दिख रहा है लेकिन न अस्ति किंचन. अलग अलग लहर के रूप में दिख रहा है लेकिन है नहीं. क्या? अलग अलग चीज. फिर है क्या? एक ही पानी. And it is true, no? Though the shaped named waves are million, the water is one. Seeing the one water, in spite of all differences projected or seen by the other equipments, is called as realization. Our goal is to discover the one. There is no insistence that the many are rejected, destroyed. Need not destroy, but discover that they are not real other than the self independently. Self alone is that form. So, first sentence is done. Tadetat pratyastimita sarva upadi vishesham. Sun being so, it is niranjanam, nirmalam, niskriyam, shantam, ekam, advayam. See the 6 words. How carefully we have to catch the meaning of them to know that this is how the experience will be when that prajnana Brahman is experienced. What are they? First, niranjanam. कोई अंजन उसको अंदर से नहीं है. Impurity from inside is anjanam. It is not there. Niranjanam, eka niranjan. Then nirmalam. There is no mala, the impurity again from anything outside. Inside no anjanam, it is niranjanam because it is so nirvishesha that it has no modification to have from within to go into different shape. Consciousness remains consciousness, it never becomes unconsciousness or anything. Sat remains Sat, it never became Asat. In what Bhashyam we have seen that one? Surya remains as Surya, it doesn't become darkness, nor it becomes murkiness. He says today it will see seen in our Mandukya Upanishad. That is the meaning of he being Nirvishesha, therefore he is Niranjana from inside. Outside, there is nobody other than him to make him Malina Yukta. Therefore, Nirmala is one without second. Niranjana means unmodified, Nirmala means non-dual. That's why Nirmalam Nishkriyam. In him, Karta is not there, Karma to be done is not there. Where is Kriya then? Nishkriyam. Then, therefore, when there is no Kriya, why there is Ashanti? No Ashanti. Therefore, Shantam. Absolutely Shantam. And that is one without second. ऐसे दो चीज हो सकते नहीं, इसलिए एकम. एंड एकम है ऐसी वाले बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं ना. नो, अद्वयम. अद्वयम ऐड करना पड़ता है. लाइक नहीं तो एकम मीन्स वन थिंग. सच वन थिंग्स कैन बी मेनी. नो, इट इज एकम बट कैन बी मेनी. सेम क्वालिटी दो तीन हो सकते हैं. अद्वयम, इट इज वन विदाउट सेकंड. इज वन, सच वन विदाउट सेकंड. And what is such one? Shantam, Nishkriyam, Nirmalam, Niranjanam. And how that is recognized after having all the theory understood. What is the theory understood? This alone is expressing as it at the Vyavahara level. Because the Vyavahara is given reality, that was continuing, this is forgotten. And only discovering this will be the liberation moksha. For that, that has to be removed. How do you remove? In the process with which we give reality value to it, reverse karo usko. That is the meaning of neti neti. This neti neti is a very powerful technical thing to be understood. It is all the three levels it has to be applied. What are the three things, three ideas, three notions with which we identify the world other than the self? One is aham, second is mama, third mahyam. Me, mine, and for me. The neti neti has to appear applied at all the three levels. First one is what? Na mahyam means not for me. Second is na mama, not mine. First is na aham, not me. So me, mine, and for me. So not me, not mine, not for me. So that na word, neti neti, na iti, na mama iti, na mahyam iti, na aham iti. So for example, the sharira. Na iti means I am not sharira. Again, na iti means what? Sharira is not mine. And third one is sharira is not for me. Understood? Like that everything. मेरा नहीं है, मेरे लिए नहीं है, मैं नहीं हूं. So na aham asmi, na mama asti, na mahyam asti. This abhyasa we have to do. So much when we do, slowly the hold of all of that in our mind goes on reduced. Mind gathers a serenity, calmness. Then when everything is rejected, that remains which cannot be rejected. That is me, that is soham. So na aham, na mama, na mahyam. When it is done, it is fulfilled in discovering soham. So neti neti iti. This is what is said in other Upanishad says neti neti. Having said so, he says sarva vishesha apoha samvedyam. Through the sadhana of na iti, sarva vishesham ka apoha ho jayega. Then samvedyam, very well it is experienced that prajnanam brahma. Prajnanam brahma, with that the shloka is over. Bhagavan Bhashyakara is explaining to us that Prajnanam Brahmana is Niranjanam and Nirmalam, then Niskriyam, then Shantam, then Ekam and Advayam. This is how it is experienced when it is experienced. How do you experience it? By doing sadhana. Not sadhana, neti neti. What is neti neti is doing? Sarva Vishesha Apoha. See the wonderful word Apoha. All the Visheshas are Uha Janita. Uha means Sankalpa or Kalpana. So when you do the Apoha of it, it goes away. Like we do the Uha, he is my friend. Then another day we do Apoha, hey, mera kaha ka dost hai, useless fellow. Vocally we may not say, but slowly we keep away from him. After some days he is away and we are away. कभी कॉन्शियसली करते हैं 5%, 95% प्रारब्ध से होता है. Prarabdha makes us do the uha that these fellows belong to me. Till the prarabdha is over. Once it is over, then apoha ho jata hai. Obviously, because prarabdha ho gaya, usko aur kahin jana hai. He'll have to clear account so many places. So am I. Imagine a person while living with hundreds of people, so much relativity he has got. When he dies, where is gone? Another set of prarabdha to exhaust. So what was all this? It's only uha poha for exhausting prarabdha. And the people, the 100 ones who are identified with him, they have their own different things. गाड़ी चलता ही रहता है जब तक each jiva discovers his essential self. So, neti neti is the sadhana by which sarva vishesha apoha is done, after which samyak vidyam perfectly aham brahmasmi or prajnanam brahma is experienced. One thing to be talked about it is sarva shabda pratyaya agochara. Okay? That experience of Prajnanam Brahma is agocharam, unseeable by sarva shabda, any of the words. So, words or emotions or any of the perceiving faculties can see him. ये हमेशा याद रखना. Example is of Kena Upanishad. When the Shishya said, Guru के question पे मैंने समझा, Guru said, then तुमने नहीं जाना, फिर जाके और contemplate करो. When he contemplated and came, then he said, I know, but not the way I know the world. That also doesn't mean that I don't know. I know it also, I don't know it also. See the thing? Which is the one which fulfills these two funny conditions? I know and I don't know. Only the experience of the self. Very subtle thought it is in Kena Upanishad. I can't say the self I don't know because it is me only. I can't say I know it because it is not an object other than me. Then what it is? It is. That's how, with no words or faculties, it can be caught. Anything understood is object only. And if you say I don't know it, then you are in ignorance. Both are not the nature of self. Like yesterday in Mandukya, we were seeing what is the viparyaya in nidra avastha, prajna avastha. Viparya in the prajna sthiti is very funny. What is the meaning of prajna as per understanding? He knows nothing. What he doesn't know? He doesn't know the self, he doesn't know himself, he doesn't know somebody else, he doesn't know the Jagrat Swapna. That is what Nidra. But how do you know nothing is known? देखो, how do you know there is nothing known? Somebody is illuminating the total absence, no? That is the Sakshi, that is what is the Turiya Atma. So तुरीय आत्मा का प्रेजेंस में ही कुछ नहीं पता चल रहा है, फिर भी कुछ नहीं है को ही इंपॉर्टेंस दे रहे हैं, नॉट टू द तुरीय आत्मा विच इज इल्यूमिनेटिंग. दिस इज द विपर्याय इन द निद्रा स्थिति. When I wake up, I say nidra, nothing is known. Hare, how do you know, yaar? Therefore, I am turiya, I am nidra avastha vyakti, is the viparya there. You are not the nidralu or you are not the sleeper there, the prajna purusha, you are turiya. बट तुरियो को नहीं मानना, अपने आप को प्रज्ञा पुरुष और प्राज्ञ मानना, दैट इज द विपर्य देयर. अग्रहण विपर्य इट इज कॉल्ड. What is Vishwa Taijasa Jagra Swapna? It is not only not wanting to accept I am Turiya, but somebody else is taken as me. That is called as Anyata Agrahana. तुम है ही नहीं जागृत स्वप्न पुरुष, बट उसको हमने आइडेंटिफाई कर दी. दैट इज कॉल्ड अग्रहण प्लस अन्यथा ग्रहण. इन प्राज्ञा अग्रहण which is विपर्य. विपर्य मीन्स नॉट करेक्ट. विपर्य मतलब गलती है. वो क्या गलती है विपर्य इसका? कि तुम तो तुरीय हो यार, जो देख रहे हो सर्व एब्सेंस को, बट आई डोंट वांट टू आइडेंटिफाई तुरीय. आई डोंट वांट मीन्स आई डोंट नो. आई डोंट नो मीन्स आई डोंट वांट टू नो आल्सो. आई एम satisfied to say that I am prajna. That viparyasa should go away. What is the going away of that viparyasa? I am that turiya atma who is illuminating even the prajna in the sleep in which nothing is known. So therefore, I am the illuminator of the presence in Jagrata Swapna, I am illuminator of the absence in the Sushupti. That eternal illumination is me. That is called here Prajna Netrutvam. Next one is Prajnanam Brahma. Okay. Sarva Shabda Pratyaya Agocharam. Okay. Tad Atyanta Vishuddha Prajna Upadi Sambandhena Sarvagnamishwaram. So how he alone with Atyanta Vishuddha Upadi becomes the Ishvara, then Hiranyagarbha, then Virat Purusha, then all the Upadis he expresses as so many respective things that is told to us. This is called Sarvatmya Bhava. Atma Bhava is taught to us. Prajnanam Brahma, which is Nirvikal Niranjanam, Nirmalam, Shantam, Ekam, Advaitam, Ityadi. It is Nirvishesham, Vacham, Agocharam said. Once recognize that, that alone is again through various upadhis, right from Ishvara up to a small bird is expressing. So the expressions are continuing, but the earlier the prajnana was not discovered, it is discovered now to Sarvatya Bhava. Jagat will not go anywhere, world will not go anywhere, Vyavahar will continue. The difference is earlier the Atma, Sarvatma were not known, now we know it. I am the self, not the upadhis. The whole world also, same self, and that self is me. So the water in one wave is recognizing. I am not the wave, I am the water. I am that water which is there behind every wave. Let the waving go on. It doesn't bother, it doesn't matter, it has no consequence. Absence, presence, and absence of the waveness has no consequence, no purpose. That's called Leela. Where there is no purpose, it's called Leela. When there is a purpose, there is samsara. ओके संतो ठीक है महाराज कल देखेंगे ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. हम्म, चलिएगा शुभम. Don't miss these classes. Slowly we are doing every word, every sentence, and it will open up the wisdom for us.